Some of these clowns talk about it, but see, I lived it. When that cell door opens, the talking's over. Ain't no guns, ain't no drive-bys. Get your knife. Straight hand-to-hand combat. Peace, blessings, and salutations. My name is Yurima Karama, coming to you with another segment of Voices from Behind the Wall. So in this particular segment, a brother reached out to me, inboxed me, and basically got on my Twitter feed as well and was like, yo, Yurima, talk about the positive aspects of Unicor. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Unicor, Unicor is the industries in prison. There, it's probably in federal prison anyway. I don't know if they have them in state, but in federal prison, the Unicors are the industries. These are this is the place where they have the highest paying jobs within that particular facility. Unicor, you might make anything from military uniforms to military pieces that go on equipment for the military. You might make tables for government installations. You might make chairs. There's a slew of different things that is done in the Unicor facility. But basically, many people, we call it the slave plantation, because basically they're paying you slave wages, which, and all over the prison you're being paid slave wages, but these are higher slave wages than any place else in the prison. So also, the reason this is because back, and I'm not sure it's like that now because I haven't kept up on it, but I do know that back in many years ago, Unicor was like, it was like number 2, 3 on the stock market as far as investments and that sort of thing. And so you're basically paying, men and women, because they do have them in women's facilities as well. You're basically paying these incarcerated men and women slave wages, but you're on the New York Stock Exchange. And so when the brother reached out to me about this topic, needless to say, I had to dig deep within myself to come up with some positive aspects. So here's the situation. Out of every negative situation, there is something positive. And so I think back on the brothers that I know who, went to Unicor religiously every day. And, I won't say that they really look forward to it, but as far as men that have time to do, when you're looking for ways to get through that time, you're looking for ways to pass your day. Work is some of that. Recreation is some of that. Hobby, if you have one, is some of those things. So the brothers that went to Unicor, I will say some of the positive aspects. You could learn a trade, especially if you were one of the people that did the accounts, did the money, did the where everybody got paid. If you were in that particular department, the finance department in Unicor, you could pick something up to bring out to the streets with you upon release. And there were other trades that you could actually pick up. But even more so, and I saw this actually with a lot of what you would consider to be foreign people, what you might consider to be immigrants, or those people that came into the country illegally who were doing time. What I saw with them is that if they worked Unicor, many times they would send almost their whole check home. And I did see this with some Americans as well. Sometimes they would send their check home. This would be something that they would send home to their children, to their wives, to maybe help out with, the bills and stuff like that, because they couldn't be there. So these are some of a couple of the positives that I was able to see. Plus, at the end of the day, for those who maybe had never really held a job on the street, for those who had never really had the discipline to get up daily and go to work and be in a routine and do overtime, because some of these Unicor facilities within the federal prison system, they did offer overtime. I don't know if they still are now, but so these were ways to actually prepare if a person, was in that mental state. This was ways to prepare them for reentry back into society. To get on a regular regime of going to work, and to actually take responsibility and learn how to manage some money, because now you're making more money than people who aren't working in Unicor. So now you're able to manage and decide what you're going to spend, decide if you want to save some money and take some online courses, decide if, hey, I'm going to keep a portion of this, and then they would allow you to start you could start a bank account where you could send your money and have money there upon your release. I know guys that have gotten out who've done, 20 years and gotten out and had $50,000, $60,000 in their account. Just from, maybe money that they had sent in, the money that they had put into Unicor, or that they had made from Unicor, they'd send that to the bank, and they were able to shelve some money. On average, a person getting out who's done 15 years or better, on average, some of them brothers are coming out with $10,000, $15,000. That's a good start. Because I didn't work Unicor and I came out with nothing. Well, when Drake starts talking about started from the bottom, yeah, I started from the bottom literally with a gray sweatsuit, which I still have till this day as a reminder. But for those brothers and sisters that saved and actually went to Unicor and worked, they come out with a good start. And sometimes that is needed, because then you don't have to depend on anybody, or if your family or friends, if they fall through, at least you have something to fall back on. And what you come to find is that those brothers and sisters are a little bit more successful than those coming out with nothing, as well as no plan. I did have a plan, though. I might not have had money, but I had a plan. So those are some of the positives about Unicor. If I was in prison, would I work it myself personally? No, but that's just the revolutionary side of me, the radical side. I don't believe in helping the establishment do anything, and they're not really helping me. So, but and now if they were paying those brothers and sisters minimum wage at least, which they deserve, which is what they should be getting, that might be a different story. So anyway, my name, Yurima Karama again, coming to you with another segment of Voices from Behind the Wall. Again, friend me, Facebook. I never say follow. I say either friend or connect with me, because I don't think you should follow anybody. We all have our own leadership qualities. We just have to tap into self to find that. So connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My webpage is www.yurimakarama.com. I'm currently working on a book called Belly of the Beast. And I'm working, actually ghostwriting, with a brother by the name of Jay Morrison. We're going to be putting out a work called Solutions, the Black Print for Black America. And it's going to have solutions on what we can do to come over the segregation, how we segregate ourselves from one another. And we're going to also talk about some solutions for economic empowerment, group empowerment, and political empowerment in that book. So be looking for that. I'm going to start promoting that a little bit more as I get closer to finishing that work up. So, and I also got an album coming out, new album. It's definitely going to be my hottest album coming out. We're looking at a release date probably in May, June. So be looking for that. But regardless of all of that, let's connect, let's dialogue, let's talk, let's learn from one another. I'm out one. Testament, I'm on one, give you the treatment, represent to a further extent. It's the first volume of my testament. My testament. My testament.